a sec, let me get this meeting started.
Oh, yeah.
Now what's it doing? It's too slow. See, this turned off. No,
You're
it's
just
on.
impatient. It's on.
I don't know why it turned off earlier today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Recording in progress.
Patience is a virtue, Barbara.
I have none.
Yeah,
Get over it.
I
You
know.
should know that by now.
Working with you people.
She's like, this isn't working. It's like, well, it's not gonna work now.
Yeah, that's what I do to my daughter.
Stop.
I'm like, well, now it's
Stop
definitely
clicking the
gonna
button.
work. Yep. You're a clicker. Why
What's
are you
it
clicking?
doing?
You're
What are
clicking.
you doing?
I am not touching it.
You need to turn the audio on though.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a good thing it's not on right now.
This is gonna be a fun meeting.
Yeah. I was gone for 1 week.
Oh. Okay, I'm turning the, see, it's, I'm not,
I have no idea what you did. Everything works just fine when I touch it.
Oh, oh. Hey, and touchdown.
okay.
Oh, it's because you clicked on that and for some reason it took forever to pop up.
Oh, don't click on it again.
Oh, we do have earthquakes here.
Ah,
It's true.
ah.
But Bubba's trying to get in. He's in the waiting room.
God.
Megan was getting on. Yes.
Do you want to change the agenda and get her out first?
Probably.
Is that Samsung, is that Bubba?
Yeah.
Who's she with?
Shoot, I can't remember.
Oh, I got it right here. Oh, no, I don't. Something try.
I don't either.
WTO trial.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Megan. Okay.
Oh, Megan, you're still muted.
I just said hi. How are you?
Oh, no worries, hello. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Together we'll make it.
we shall.
Okay, so we'll do call to order at 16:01. Do our pledge of allegiance.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This public is muted, no video.
I know.
Oh.
That's a sign.
So that'll move us to roll call item number 2.
Nick,
Here.
Andres is not here today. Joe,
Here.
Tom,
Here.
Zach.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum of 4.
And that'll move us to item number 3, adopt agenda.
Actually, she's next in there anyway.
Hmm.
There's no public comments.
Oh, cool, gotcha. Yeah, the agenda look.
We don't need to move it to put her.
No, she'll be first if we just adopt it.
I move that we adopt the agenda as it is.
Okay.
Second?
Nick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Then that'll move us on to public comments.
There are no registered public comments.
Sweet, and that'll,
We invited Megan on just in case you guys had any questions about the appeal
okay,
and just to kind of give us a quick brief
yeah.
as far as what happened with the appeal.
Sweet.
And one thing that I was going to suggest, since I'm the district's attorney and potentially answering questions that are covered by attorney-client privilege, that if you guys can go into, you guys want to go into executive session?
We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can. Well, it's not posted, so we
Yeah.
can't.
I know, I'm not gonna ask any technical questions.
Yeah, I think we can do with just a brief that you think is outside of needing an executive session, because we don't have it on the agenda, so.
Okay. So would you like me just to kind of explain kind of what the upcoming process is, and then any questions?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just
Okay,
kind of
so-
an overview, and then, yeah, what to do going forward, I think.
So, as I'm sure you all are aware, on Thursday, the Court of Appeals affirmed the trial court's decision. So, in other words, rejected the hospital or the Taha, or they rejected all the arguments in their appeal. So, from that point, I mean, that's a public, and it actually is a published decision, because it's the first time that a Colorado appellate court has ever interpreted as far as practical language of the Special District Act. So I was a little bit surprised they published it, but that is the first time, just because it's the way some of the arguments have been presented. But since that was a novel issue, it's a published decision, so it is like precedential for future disputes that special districts may have regarding that language. So from here, I mean, the ambulance district won, so there's nothing that we or you need to do at this point, but the hospital kind of has some decisions to make in the next couple of weeks. So they could ask the court for rehearing within 2 weeks of the decisions. That would be on Halloween, on October 31st. They have a deadline to ask for rehearing. That's something that, like, when we're advising our clients, we generally don't advise them doing for various reasons. I don't know what, the hospital may take a different approach, but I generally don't advise my clients to do that. The other thing that they can do is file a petition for writ of certiorari to the Colorado Supreme Court. They have 42 days or 6 weeks to do that. That actually falls on Thanksgiving, which is a court holiday, so the deadline would actually be that Friday. And that is essentially asking the Colorado Supreme Court does, for most issues, like a purely discretionary review. And it's essentially like, you would have to present to the Colorado Supreme Court that this is some sort of like issue of special import that they should take review on. If they take it, then the case gets again briefed on the merits, and there's another oral argument and all of that. And so really we just need to sit and see what the hospital does. After 6 weeks, if they haven't done anything, that means, what will happen is the Court of Appeals issues what's called a mandate, which is basically just direction back down to the trial court. The trial court's order kind of goes into full effect and is fully enforceable at that point. But for now, it's kind of wait for the next, 5+ weeks and see what happens.
Okay. I think that seems pretty straightforward to me. I read through the appeal decision, and it seemed, I mean, we've been preparing for either side of this for so long that I think it all seems pretty cut and dry for me. Do any of you have any questions? Yeah, I think that's good. So basically, we just kind of hold tight for 6 weeks, and if sometime in that time we hear that they have filed something either way, then we know that it's continuing. But if after 6 weeks, and is it 6 weeks from? Did you say, was it Thursday?
The date of the order. So 6
Okay.
weeks from last Thursday. So like I said, that actually is that's Thanksgiving. So that's a court holiday. So
Okay.
when that happens, it just bumps forward to the next business day, which is the day after Thanksgiving, that it would be due. So if we get to the weekend after Thanksgiving and they filed nothing, then that means it's completely done.
Awesome.
If they do file something, then it's not required, but I would recommend that the ambulance district respond either way,
Right.
and file a response in opposition to either a rehearing or a petition for writ of certiorari, but we can kind of cross that bridge when we get to it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that sounds good for me. I really appreciate you. I watched the actual hearing, and I felt very good that you guys were representing us. So Thank you very much.
Well, we were happy to do it, and it was, I felt pretty good, like, going in, just based on what your position was. I felt even better coming out of the argument.
Yeah.
Go your way, but I was still, you never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes things good, and then don't end up that great.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to see the decision. It was weird, they tend to issue on Mondays and Thursdays, and like every week I was waiting for it. So that's
Megan, Joe Richards, just a quick thing. Just because they filed the Supreme Court, that doesn't mean they'll hear it, does it?
It doesn't mean it. And so they accept less than 10% of the cases. They accept less than 10% of the cases that people file petitions with them for. I think the Court of Appeals decision is really well reasoned. I mean, I think it's correct, but also really, really, really well supported legally. So I would be surprised if they filed a petition that the court would grant it, unless it just wants to kind of chime in on these standards anyways. But
Okay.
if it feels that the Court of Appeals didn't err, it's much less likely to grant.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I think,
Any other questions?
yeah, I think, unless you guys have any other questions, I think that's good for us. I appreciate you.
I just wanted to say I concur with Zach that it was almost joyful to watch you in the hearing. It was very well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, you all enjoy the rest of your meeting. It is enjoyable, and I'll see you in a few weeks in 1 to 5 weeks.
Cool.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Megan.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Swedish Fight, we got a funky reading on our Exit 2 lawsuit, and we went to the appellate court, and our attorney was, sticking by the rules, and their attorney was going all off book, and she actually won the argument for us.
Yeah.
We won the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel like ours went as well,
Yeah.
where it was like, their attorney kind of had a few things that they did where it was like, that was
Ooh,
a
what?
decision.
It's hard to explain to student.
Yeah, it's very difficult to, very difficult to dig yourself out of some of those holes. Where
Yeah.
it's like, well, why are we describing it like this in the first place? But
Is it possible to go back and watch it? Is it stored
I don't know.
anywhere?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I would-
can
I
find
would
out.
assume so
I
now
would
if
think
it's
it's
been
published.
published.
Probably
Yeah.
How
archived.
long was it?
Oh, it wasn't long. 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't, it was, like.
And she did a really well job.
Yeah, I think both sides were kept pretty solid to 15 minutes each.
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe it was a couple minutes
Yeah.
more with like the questioning from the judges and stuff.
Okay.
But no, it was very good. I found. And then.
I know, brother. He did that
It was a
too.
roller
We were
coaster
in
of
here,
emotions.
we were all in here talking to the TV.
Yeah, that was, I told him, I was like, it was good that they had it online and I wasn't in the back because I'd have at least been making faces and. So, yeah, yeah, something, and like, I'm not helping, I should go. Okay, so, I guess we just,
We'll just, yeah.
yeah, that's not really
I was
public
gonna say
comments,
she could
but
be
it-
our public
yeah, she
comment,
could be our
but-
public comment. So that'll move us to item number 5, review the meeting minutes from September 25th and 26th. I didn't see any issues with them. I read through them since I wasn't here for the 25th one. I saw one typo, but I can't remember where it was.
Oh, good.
It was a, yeah, it was a with instead of a will, but it was like, yeah.
I didn't have anything
Yeah.
unless
There
these
was
guys
nothing
out.
of material that I thought.
So we need to move to accept the,
Yeah, if anybody would
Unless-
want to split them up, you can, or you can do them together. It's however you want.
let's just do them all together.
Okay.
I moved to approve the minutes from September 25th and 26th of 2024.
Second.
Nick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
And then Nick, the meeting minutes from the 25th had your name on the bottom if you want to.
Send it on over.
Oh, I should have put you down as abstained on the, what, you were not, no, because you were here.
I was here
We
on
did
the-
Zoom, never mind.
Which one was it?
But you attended via Zoom,
On Thursday,
yeah, on the 25th.
the 26th. Right. The 25th was the one I wasn't here
Oh,
because I
okay.
was in a class.
Okay,
And then the 26th was where you did
that's right, because your was not on here, so I'm gonna put you as abstain on the 25th.
Yeah, perfect. And then here's the 26th.
Oh, I'm handing it to you, you're handing it to me. God.
No problem. And then that'll move us to item number 6, financial statements, September 2024.
For year-to-date in September 2024, total cash on hand, we have $3,897,070. That's up roughly $26,000 from the previous month. Our September net income for the enterprise was $165,135. And for the operations, we were negative $5,581. Our year-to-date total net income is $1,922,534. So we're looking good. Our new billing company's doing a really good job collecting money. My biggest concern for the foreseeable future is the IV solution shortage that we have. And we were placed back on allocation like we were for COVID times. I'm a little frustrated with our rep because we were told that we didn't have to order a certain amount because we were no longer on allocation. That turns out to be a lie. So our IV allocation for one brand is 8 bags a month.
What?
8?
Yeah. 8
What?
1,000 milliliter bags a month and 3 500 milliliter bags a month.
What?
Yeah.
So nomads, you gotta be really bleeding to get some sleep.
So thankfully, I had the wherewithal to order from a different vendor, not a vendor, but a different brand right before the hurricane hit. So we're able to get 3 cases
Nice.
a month. So we got saved on that.
Yeah.
However, we have to order that amount every month until they tell us that we don't have to anymore, whether they have it or not. So there's a very good chance, like we did with the gloves during COVID, that we'll have a back order crap ton of IV solutions, and when it becomes available, we'll just get bulk IV solutions and have to pay for it. So
I mean, it's not like, it's some, as long as they don't, like, they
it's
aren't
usually
expiring,
2
I assume
years.
we'll use them.
Yeah, it's usually 2 years.
I assume we go through a decent amount of bags.
We do. The only bad thing is if we have to continue ordering this allocation for however long, even when we get it, even if we don't need it, we'll still have to order it every month. So we'll see how that plays out.
So-
Sell the overflow to the hospital.
I was gonna
We
say,
could,
I was
yeah,
just
we could.
gonna say the same
Can we
thing.
actually do that?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking between the hospital or if any of these, like, the
Clinics.
the clinics have like, as long, or any of the clinics or the like, term care or whatever that we're, like, who's looking at buying the building, if they ever have a doctor that, and they're able to buy fluids, we may be able to do something like that.
Yeah,
I hate to make such a silly reference, but it's like, the paintball shop does CO2 for even like restaurants if they run out, or your
Right.
soda stream. We can't just sell it if you want your IV, your IV therapy, but we could, like, if they're clinics or the
So yeah,
hospital.
so there's potential for that. We've done that in the past.
And again, it's like, I feel like we have to use a lot of fluids.
We go through a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, how many do you go through in a month? On average?
I'm guessing probably between 75 and 100 bags.
Oh, okay. And the shelf life you said was a couple years?
2 years,
It's usually
yeah.
2 years.
I think most medical equipment seems to be like 2 or 5 on like plastics or something.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is. Medications is usually a year, depending.
Mm.
But yeah, the soft plastics, fluids and stuff is usually a couple of years. So since you brought up soft plastics, because of that loading dock issue, for every day that they were not working on strike, it's set back, I think they said a week.
Oh, wow.
And so they told us that we have to order soft plastics as well. So our NPAs or nasal cannulas or non-rebreathers, we need to order that because they're like 3 months behind and we've depleted the warehouses.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so they told us that we need to order that like 2 or 3 months in advance right now.
Wow.
So,
Is that what has the operations budget down as having to buy in bulk? What has the operations at -5?
no, it was just bad timing for bills,
Oh,
So-
I see.
not a big deal.
Well, I'm not worried about it with the amount in the other budget.
No, and this financials, Sue actually split the enterprise and the operations a lot more appropriately to what we're doing moving forward. And so that's why the operations is lower, because a lot of those bills came out.
So,
Whereas now they'll be moved over to the enterprise here in the near future.
Cool.
So. And then vehicle maintenance is an ongoing thing, but aside from that, I got nothing. So we're looking really good. I'm comfortable with where we're at and what we're doing, so.
nice. Any questions? Sweet. So we need a motion on this one. This is the one I always forget.
The same things like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together we'll make one president. I'm
Right.
just gonna look at you.
I did the same thing. I'm like, so yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial statements for 2024, September 24.
I'll second it.
Ooh.
Dueling seconds.
Wow.
Nick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
And that'll move us to item number 7, review the 2025 budget.
And I didn't bring that stuff.
I looked through it and it seemed anything really crazy, pretty much just the same.
so we had to alter it
Yeah,
per
this,
legal.
Right.
and this is the updated
And
one.
then what you had in your packet when I sent out is the updated, the 2 updates.
There's a lot more accurate.
Yeah.
Oh my
Put in the
gosh, yeah.
23 numbers, we got everything kind of accurate and down to what we needed, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked good to me. I kind of lightly skimmed and compared it between this one and the first one before the operations and stuff got moved over. But yeah, I think it looks good. We're still within our correct margins. So, anybody have any questions on it?
No.
And we'll need a motion for that as
Yeah.
well.
To accept the new version.
I'll make a motion that we accept the new version of the 2025 budget as presented.
I'll second that.
Nick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
And that will move us to item number 8, resolutions to adopt and amend
Yeah.
the 2025 budget.
it's actually adopt, appropriate sums of money, and amend if necessary once we get the final valuations in December. We have to file our budget December 1st, but we don't get our final valuations till December 10th, I think.
15th or
It's
15th,
the
yeah.
10th, and then we get our final evaluations like the 15th. So you have to file your budget, but you don't have your final.
Right, I feel like I remember this from
Yeah.
last year too.
Yeah, but talking to Jody, she didn't feel like the valuation's gonna change a whole lot, so I can't
I
anticipate.
don't think anything changes.
So you said we need to adopt, amend, and appropriate?
And appropriate.
That's what we need to say?
Yeah, so you have a resolution that has everything kind of incorporated, so you're
Adopt,
going,
amend, appropriate?
Yeah.
Okay. So I make a motion that we adopt, amend, and appropriate the 2025 budget resolutions.
A second.
Nick,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes,
Joe,
Yes.
and Joe, this one has a spot for you on the back of the page there. I suppose we could just move on to item number 9, old business. It's the one that I was wondering, and it's just because I wasn't here, I read through the minutes from last month and saw we had the other incident, like another injury incident recent. I just wanted to check with you on body cams and see where they were now.
I actually had that. So we're actually doing the training Friday and Tuesday, and I'm planning on rolling them out November 1 or 2, whatever falls on the weekday.
That's awesome.
When,
November
I'm
1.
sorry, tell me when?
November 1.
Okay.
Yep, everything's set up, we're good to go. They're all charged up and ready to go.
How is that employee doing?
She's doing okay.
Cool.
Yep. Everything is looking good.
Sweet.
So I think she's got a couple more weeks of physical therapy and kind of see where she's at.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, if there's anything we can do for that, then I'm happy to, because that sucks.
Yeah.
My ex-wife went through that as an ER nurse, and it was that they didn't support her really at all. They gave her little consolation prizes. So if there's anything she needs, then
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing good. She's not happy, but she's
yeah, obviously.
content with how we're handling it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, just let me know if you need any. I'd be happy to talk about that at any point, just because, like I said, not only is it something we all are thinking about, but then I've been personally affected by it, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. So.
Yeah, she wants to come back to work.
Yeah, I get that.
She's so bored.
Yeah.
On old business, are we going to do anything in the election in May for property?
We are not. So I found out that we can't do it in odd years in May. We can do it in November,
Okay,
but odd years in May, we can't do it.
okay. I did find the tape. I brought it last time, but you weren't here. Now I gotta find it again. So, I think hopefully I put it back where I had it. So,
Okay.
but if it's not till then, we got plenty of time to think about it.
What is the tape?
It's on a property tax versus sales tax, the debate, and I've heard that probably three or four times at different things, and it's the same arguments.
Gotcha.
So I'm just saying we could listen to it, be prepared to answer, but people are very adamant about one or the other.
Yeah.
And just it's I try to be prepared for things like that.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure, especially if we have that kind of information. If you have that type of tape, that we can literally go back and watch the game.
Yeah, it's black and white. People are either this or they're that.
I think it's good to be prepared in every way for it, because going to the public, it's good to have have our stuff in mind.
A good indicator, we'll see what happens with the city lodgers tax.
True, that's very true.
And how people feel about it. And quite frankly, they didn't really do any marketing on it to push it, and get some other people involved. So I'm pretty skeptical that it's going to pass.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can definitely get with you on the.
Yeah, I've got it, and I can just put it. I can load it, and I can put it into Dropbox, and then it's because I have it on DVD still, and I can move that.
What's that?
I know. I know.
I have you.
I'll call you my rotary phone.
I know.
It was 2008, so that was a big deal back then.
I've heard about that time. Yeah, no, I'd love to check those out. I think that's a great idea, especially as so the idea is to do it 2025 during the November election?
Potentially. That kind of put a wrench in things, and we're sitting a lot better than I expected us to be. So we might be okay to put it off for another year or so.
Okay.
But yeah, we could discuss it again in January.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
Kind of see where we're at.
Okay. Any other old business? Sweet. Then that will move us on to item number 10, new business.
The only thing I was thinking about, we're going to have a grand opening for us here, or
Halloween.
is that?
That's who
Halloween.
we didn't send invites to.
You didn't, Barbara?
I thought I did.
Shame on you.
I'll send another
shame.
email, we have a
Yeah, 'cause the
flyer.
weather's about to change the next week or 2 weeks
Yeah.
would be really good.
Yeah, staff and Barbara wanted to do a Halloween themed open house, so October
Just
31st.
being here isn't scary enough. What's wrong with you people?
I'll send you, I'm so sorry, I thought I sent you guys the
No.
flyer.
Yeah, I will not be in town for that, otherwise I would
What?
totally show
How do you skip town on Halloween?
My girlfriend's sister is getting married in Vegas.
On Halloween?
Oh, it's going
Love
to be
it.
wild.
It's either gonna be really good or really bad.
Yeah, wild. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I just let the winds do what they want, you know, and I go with the will of the world. But no, that sounds awesome. So it'll be like a Halloween / grand opening. I think that's cool, combining the two.
From 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gives a reason.
Newspaper, everybody come.
I sent it.
I don't know, I thought Barb sent it to me.
It's a sore subject right now, Joe. Too soon, man.
I'll reach out to the paper as well. I sent it to all the USDA folks, to the state DOLA folks, any of the banks.
Send it to me, I'll put it on Facebook next door, make sure everybody, just so it's out
Yeah.
there.
Staff's been handing out flyers and,
Everywhere.
for Halloween on Commercial Street when they do the safe trick or treat,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a crew down there and they're gonna hand out flyers too.
Oh,
So-
nice,
Oh,
that's cool.
So yeah, we're doing the safe trick or treat on Commercial Street, we're gonna do the trunk or treat at the college,
Mhm.
and then we'll come back up here and do ours.
That's awesome, okay.
It's 6 to 8, you said?
6 to 8. I'll send you.
Yeah, send me the
I am
information.
so sorry. I thought I sent it to you.
You're like my wife, I show, we're going, get dressed, we're going.
Yeah, we got somewhere to be.
No, there's no.
That's how I do some of my best work.
Uh,
Like, get out of the car, you're here.
You're here. That's all I have.
Then that would move us on to item number 11, Director's Report.
New business. No new business?
We did, that was part of
Oh, that was the new
it.
business. Okay.
Halloween,
You're following the
Grand
disinformation of the country.
yeah.
Just remember something that we had, but. So medical direction, we'll be reviewing our EMS guidelines now in December in Pueblo. They're trying to do it a couple months ahead of what they used to do. So we'll try and get somebody up there for that. Already discussed our year-to-date net collections with the new billing company, looking good. On the old AR, they've collected $10,891, so we're slowly collecting money on that old AR, it's good. And then I signed the NDA for Quick Med claims, and Les dropped off the check today.
Good.
So that is complete, it closed, and
Awesome,
we can get that off
beautiful.
my list.
Yeah.
Sale of the new building, so we've been working with the brokers to complete the timeline list. We have a closing date of November 15th
Okay,
or sooner.
okay.
Barb let their inspector in today, and so he was over there most of the day
Awesome.
taking notes.
Cool, so things are like actually in
Oh, yeah.
motion, so that's cool.
Moving forward. You got the appeal update already?
Yeah.
Looking good. Our KISS license health service district, we got our KISS license. So we can officially do our community paramedic stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
And we have been talking with Catherine to move forward with the health service district.
Awesome.
So they're working on their end, and we're hoping to get that in front of the county commissioners in January.
Beautiful. That's
Looking
way
good.
cool.
We also have 4 paramedics that are currently enrolled in the community paramedic.
Yes, that's super. That was my next question.
And then Monday, we've got a gentleman that's been doing community paramedic for a while with another agency coming in to kind of sit with us and talk with us to see how to get this off
Is
the
that
ground.
from the UPass one? Or
No,
is
it's
it
from Delta County.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. We get to,
Yeah, so we've got really good connections with UPass, but after talking to these guys, Delta County runs an operation similar to what we might be looking at.
okay,
So we're gonna pick their brains and kind of see where we're at,
that's cool.
see how we can match up with them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's gonna be huge.
And then just a few quick little updates. October 2nd was when we had our KISS inspection that turned out great, obviously. October 8th, went to the Whole Blood Coalition. There's not really any change there. Springs is doing their little demo program, and that's going really well. Right now, the biggest thing that they're trying to figure out is how and where they're going to store the blood and get the blood to rural agencies.
Okay.
Because even Pueblo isn't big enough to rotate the blood, and it sounds like Springs might be having a hard time, even though they're doing really good with it. So that's the biggest thing they're trying to figure out is how to get it to the rural communities where they need it, but how do you rotate it without wasting blood?
So that's where we're at on us doing whole blood as well as.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the state to finish their pilot programs. I think they've got 3. Springs is the biggest, and they've been the most, they've used it the most, and it's been going really well. So we're just waiting on the state to kind of figure out where to go from there.
Awesome. Things are moving ahead.
Absolutely. October 15th, we had our Life Pack 35 demo, and that's when we followed up with Catherine about the health service district stuff. October 17th and 18th, Bob and I went to Colorado Springs for the EMS Financial Symposium. Learned a lot there. That was well worth the time and money spent. And after meeting with our billing company today, I think she's going to hate us. I had a bunch of questions for her.
Yeah.
She's like, holy cow. But no, that was awesome.
So
We made some good connections.
what, speaking of Life Pack, I just signed some paperwork recently.
Yeah, the statement of work, I've sent it to Andre 3 times. I reached out to him again Monday and said, have you received this? Just let me know. Still haven't heard back. So I don't know. I know the state's shorthanded.
Yeah.
But you told me to resend it so
Yeah,
you
for
can get
sure.
it going.
Yeah, there was that open line of communication.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure where we stand with that. It might take me giving them a call by the end of the week if I don't hear from them.
Cool.
Say, hey, where we at?
Sweet.
So, but we have the Life Pack 35 that we're actually demoing out in the field right now. And we've got one of the newer Zolls on a loaner. So we're kind of comparing them side by side to see what the staff actually likes.
That's cool. I like that.
And then I'm gonna let them pick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Sweet.
and then today at 1 o'clock, we sent one of our crews over to West Cliff to backfill. Custer County EMS lost a paramedic on his way into work on Saturday. And so they're doing their critical incident stress debrief today with the entire staff.
Good.
So they reached out to see if anybody would help backfill. So we sent a unit to be the primary unit, and I think Rocky Ford sent a backup unit. So
Beautiful. That's awesome.
we've had staff up there today.
I think that's huge. That, I think makes a huge difference, especially when we're out in the middle of nowhere like this.
Absolutely. And that's all I have for my director's report.
Sweet. Any questions? And that would move us to item number 12, Operations Fleet Report. You with us, Bubba?
I'm here, guys. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
It's quiet without you.
Good.
You're all muted.
Yeah, I know. I figured we'd try to make it go faster without me talking. So, yeah, we're sitting in the parking lot at the hotel in Blackhawk, just waiting for the meeting to be done, and then we're gonna go have fun with our son. So,
Nice. Well, thank you for being here.
we had 206 calls for service. That's down 30 from last month. Our third unit ran 3 calls and transported all 3. Our fourth unit had 2 standbys. One was at the end, or actually September 1st. The other one was for the rad race. And also they ran 1 call and transported 1. Chief and I didn't have anything, and we had 25 IFTs. That's down from 17 from the previous month. Year to date, we have 267 IFTs. Miles for the month was 4,593, and IFT miles year to date is 56,895. We got 5 of the 6 rigs up and running. The one that's been problematic is looking at gonna have the injectors tested and then also send it off the filter, to get cleaned, professionally. So, other than that, I just concur with Chief, that financial symposium was just awesome this year. Glad to participate in that. That's what I have for you.
Sweet. Did you have, I did, maybe I missed it, the metric on any missed IFTs or not taken IFTs?
You know what? I will get back to you. I'll send an email out. As you said that, Zach, I did not look at that.
Cool.
There may have been one that we didn't take that we were scored out. I'll have to check on that.
Okay.
But for the most part, no, you know what? That wasn't that either. It was we were on a BLS day. That's what it was.
Okay.
So yes, there was one. So it was an ALS and it was a BLS day.
Gotcha. Okay. Any questions on the operations and fleet report? Yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate you, Bubba.
Thanks, Bubba.
Go win a
No
bunch.
problem.
Yeah, win for me.
Say it, whatever you think it say it.
Yeah, say it. Yeah.
After you mute yourself.
Yeah. Oh, he did it. He's saying something right now. Yeah. It's prophetic, I can feel it. So that'll move us on to item number 13, miscellaneous. Anything?
The other thing I just want to bring up, I know it's a sore subject, and you guys been through all this pain with the hospital. Is there any appetite to reach out to them to still try to make peace, or is it just let dead dogs lie?
Absolutely. We're gonna have to partner with them for the mobile integrated health stuff and the community paramedic stuff. So we'll reach out to them and see if we can build some kind of partnership.
Let us know if any of the board members. can-
Exactly, that's-
Just handshake, hey, you know.
I think I'm enough of a weirdo that maybe I can defuse a little bit or de-escalate a little bit.
At least make it fun.
Yeah, at least I'm like, at least you see I'm not threatening. Look at me.
Time and kindness works things out. So,
Yeah.
You know, my ranch, 3 years of fighting a lawsuit, we got that, so I got on the board, the whole attitude's changing.
Yeah,
So if we could just,
I agree with you.
I would like to see peace if we can reach it, but you guys have been in the heat of the battle.
Exactly, I'll defer to you guys for sure.
I still think we should wait until after Thanksgiving and see what happens.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
definitely
great.
do
That's
think
great. That's
wait for them to make their move and hopefully there's no move and then we can be like, hey, can we
Can we
be
kiss
rural
and make
medical friends again?
But I mean, I know most of those board members personally,
Yes, sir.
and at some time, maybe we should sit down and have coffee and say, hey, with Gabe, or somebody, participate and say,
How would you,
let's, but it seems like things are okay now. I mean, if we're taking all the transfers, isn't that was the issue, right?
that's supposedly, yes. That's what I would like to think as well too. But the transfers have still been happening when they did the appeal as
Right.
well.
Right.
And so nothing has changed on our end from that time to now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled something out of left field and tried to continue it. But I'm 100% on board with if we don't have to keep in this legal tangle, once we pass Thanksgiving and we don't have to keep tangling like this, then maybe we can finally extend an olive branch, something, just another attempt. And even if it goes poorly, it's like, hey guys, we're just trying, we'll come back again,
Right.
we'll come back and try later.
But, being at the city council meetings, they had somebody do a presentation 8 months ago about doing, I might have this wrong, like a psychologist that rides along with the police, and then one of the city councilmen said, then we don't have any place to put these people that really don't need to go to the hospital or whatever, and maybe the people that we sold the building to, maybe that's a community discussion of okay, now the police are having, ride-alongs. I don't know that they're gonna do that, but it was proposed, and then maybe that facility, our former facility.
Bubba's got his hand up.
At time, looking at the bigger picture, what people bring to the table,
Yeah.
maybe that's what we need to do.
I
And
think
say,
that's
how
great.
can we help facilitate that?
I totally
That's a
think
great
so
idea.
too.
We're gonna be able to help facilitate part of that as well once we get going.
Yeah.
I obviously don't wanna say too much because I don't know what it looks like yet, but we're gonna be that transportation aspect
Right.
once we get going.
So what fears me next is when we cross the road of the service plan, when it gets rewritten,
Yes, sir.
that's gonna turn into another battle, because they obviously didn't wanna, that was the whole problem from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not against not meeting with these people.
No, I got you. That's what I said. I know.
Right,
You've
what's
been
gonna
through the
happen
battle.
right now that,
Keep
now
it
the
there.
ball's not in their court anymore,
Yeah.
now the ball's in our court, what's gonna happen when we come to the table? What's, what, no one, we've been dealing with these guys, obviously I've been on the board, what's the next avenue we're gonna have to jump over?
Yeah,
Not that I want to, I'd rather just have peace and great, but
I get you. I think it's prudent to keep mindful of like, it hasn't gone as well as we've wanted it to in the past, so we do need to
Right.
be prepared just in case.
yeah, right,
but-
absolutely, I mean, yeah, the ball's in our court for now, but,
Yeah.
I have no expectations, the same thing to do with the lawsuit.
Right.
Win, lose, don't know.
right,
I'm still gonna be honorable and do the right thing and offer the olive
I
branch.
agree. That's what I think too. At least they can slap the olive branch down and we knew we handed it again.
We can't
We're
control
trying
that, we
again.
don't control what we do. So.
right, yeah.
What do you have, Bubba?
Yeah, I just wanted to agree with Gabe. Obviously, we're gonna have to reach out. We're gonna have to help. I also agree that after we figure out if they're not gonna do anything, but I will tell you, the last several ER trauma meetings, they are listening and they are understanding, or kind of feels like they understand a little bit more. And just having that communication, I think, is big. And obviously, we didn't do that for quite a while the lawsuit was going on. So I think I have good hopes that we'll be all right. So
Okay.
Thanks, Bubba.
I appreciate that, and I hope so too. I'd love for this to be like a, hey, look, we handled what we had to handle, everybody did what they needed to do, and now we can come back together and do the thing for the community that we all want to be doing anyways.
Absolutely.
And so,
And the ER has a new medical director because the previous one left, and he seems like he's gonna be okay to work with.
okay,
So
cool.
that's been helpful.
That's good.
That's a good deal.
That's awesome. Anybody have any other miscellaneous or any other comments? Then that would move us on to item number 14, next regular meeting date. I have November 27th, is that correct?
So, yeah.
Oh, it's that's when we start
Thanksgiving.
doing, the week
Then
or
your
the 2
next one
months.
in December is on December 25th.
Could we alter the dates? It just felt last time like there was too much time. I mean, things are running smoothly, and it's not that much of an obligation to be here. And I just felt like there was too big of a gap.
I hate to be in that group, but I do also agree. I think that it felt like there was too much time in between. If we could try and keep the meetings real short and quick, but yeah, maybe trying to move it a week earlier if that's at all a
You guys
possibility.
can do whatever you would
Or
like.
Or you can just
I-
do either November and then skip December.
December.
Or
Skip December.
Or
I
do
know
December, or like
if
early
we do, if
December.
we were to do something like November 14th, 15th.
That's here just a little bit. What about maybe like the
Well, I'm
middle of
just thinking
December?
because I don't know about the closing, but you have authority to sign everything, so they don't have to have anything.
What if we did one in early to mid-December?
Yeah.
And we could skip do one right in the middle of the two.
There you go.
And then that way we
Yeah.
it'll be like post the sale, hopefully. We'll be able to talk about whether or not there was any furthering in the legal actions. But what do we think about doing some kind of, I'm open to really any day, but sometime in like the first 2 weeks of December would be, I think, perfect for me too. My daughter's birthday's at the end of November, so beginning of December would be perfect.
Whatever you choose, I'm fine. Wednesdays are good, so.
What do you guys think about December 11th?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that works.
I don't have anything
You cool with that, Nick?
booked right
Yeah.
now, so that's perfect.
So here, I'll move that right now. We'll call it the holiday meeting, and not the British kind.
You can do it 4 or 4:30, just 4.
I figure just 4, just keep it the same, but
Joe,
guys
do you
know
have
well enough at
meetings?
this point.
Your fire?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think probably the fire chiefs won't meet
They're not
in
doing
December,
it.
I would think they'll skip it.
Am I supposed to say that after I make the decision? Like,
Oh, everybody else is.
yeah, it seems like everybody else is opposite. No, I'm just kidding.
Were you guys planning a holiday party?
Yes.
Do you have a date?
I believe it was the 6th. I have to double check.
I just wanted it in your notes so that you don't forget to email these guys.
Shots fired. It's cool. Somebody's got to do it.
I'll write it in here right now.
Let's talk about that now that that brought jogging our memory. Are you gonna be able to give these guys their extra, what I talked about, bonus or something like that?
So, yeah, so.
Oh, yeah, we did. Joe and I met and
Okay.
looked at that, and yeah, totally. We're gonna do
What are you talking about? Me or the staff?
him or the staff.
Staff, I think.
Oh, you. That's
Staff, I'm gonna do bonuses with that quick bad money.
Okay.
And then.
I know we talked about it, I just jogged my memory when you said that, so I just like, well, I squirred
I'm
over.
gonna try
No,
and get
that's
it out like the week before Thanksgiving, so they have extra money for Black Friday.
Okay, I like that.
Awesome. I knew the money was there, and you guys had a plan, just wanna make sure it was going forward.
That's cool. I appreciate you bringing that up too. That's anything like that, I'm always supportive of. If we can ever squeeze the extra couple to give to any of our people. Same as I was gonna say with him, we approved a raise for him next year as well, which I know Bubba brought up last. So, but yeah, it's like, I think that is always something that's foremost for me, is trying to keep all of you guys on the fucking ground well fed and
You got the same
taken
clicker
care
now.
of. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
it's good.
Hey, Barb,
Yes,
so that was the 7th, was
It
a
is the
Saturday,
7th.
correct?
yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the 6th or the 7th.
It's the 7th.
So I will send invites out in plenty of advance notice, December 7th. We are having a Christmas party.
Do you know what time? Or is it?
It'll be dinner.
That's a no. Hey, in
So
case
I'm
anybody else had follow-ups.
I can't remember do you remember what time we scheduled, Bubba? Dinner time.
It's gonna be dinner time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll mark that on the clock on my app.
Yes.
It's dinner time.
And we're having it
Yeah.
at the Hilton.
Ooh, nice. That'll be fun.
Moving it around.
Wow. It takes a village.
Up, down.
Right. You know,
It's a nice place, it's very nice.
11th is our meeting date.
Correct.
For sure, at 4.
Yes, that's what I wrote.
Yeah, the 11th at 4.
That's what she sends, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have a notice to verify that.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm going on a list.
I feel fine. I feel great.
I'm just drawing the poke in here so I
Yeah,
remember to send your invite.
Oh, I thought it was a stress relieving technique. I was like, she's gonna throw something, Joe, if you can't.
Oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't include drawing. That would be like, yeah, fingers involved.
Cool. Well, then all I will need is a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Nice.
Second.
Nick?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Whoa.
I was going to abstain before, and I don't need to go, you guys have done well.
That's up to
Bye,
me, go,
Bubba.